Hello everybody and welcome back to Dio's Art Emporium. Now today I just decided I'd do this and show all my loadouts in TF2 because I've been playing this game a lot lately and I really enjoy it. Now normally I would record this on the laptop, but unfortunately the way the tabs work with this game, it's really weird, so it's not like I can tab out, like boot up and like recording software or whatever. So instead I'm using my phone. It's on a stand, and so yeah, let's just get started. Let me know if you want to see gameplay of this. So first we got the scout. Now fair warning, I am a free-to-play, so I won't really have any cosmetics except for the orange gibbous and some like medals that everyone gets that I don't wear because they're stupid. So yeah, anyways, this is the first scout loadout. It's just like stock in the critical. Is stock shotgun for scout. Well, the stock scatter gun is arguably the best multi-situational primary for scout, and the bat because I don't have any other unlocks. Well, at the moment. I used to have a lot of unlocks for all the classes, but I was stupid and I was only worried about heavy, so I just sort of scrapped a lot of them. So like I used to have like a Boston Basher and a Holy Mackerel, but that's gone now. I also used to have some Force of Natures and Backscatterers and Soda Poppers. But yeah, they're gone, so let's move on. This is the second one. It's basically the same, except now it's using the winger. Which, yeah, I should probably explain. So, yeah, basically with, I should explain what the different things, unique things do. So this criticola just makes you like invincible for a little while and gives you mini crits. But it also has you like marks for death at a certain point, and that means that everything that someone fires at you mini crits as well. So anyways, here the same thing except for the winger. Winger is the pistol except a smaller clip, and it has and it does more damage per shot, and it increases jump height. Sorry about the shaking. I'm recording this on my bed, so yeah. So you're basically, this is a great mobility tool. Good against Trojers, which are basically people using rockets to fly around at Mach 4 and then hit people with shovels. But you know, I don't really have problems with Trojers, because normally I just sort of act friendly towards them. So anyways, moving on. Now we have the shortstop in the winger. Now the shortstop is basically a tighter spread primary with shorter clip, I think. Maybe? I don't know. But it also has a shove, and but it also makes you more vulnerable to knockback. But it's still great for getting up in someone's face and doing a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Like, it fires really quickly. So yeah. And finally we have the shortstop and the criticola. Yeah. I haven't really used the criticola yet in an actual game. I've only used it in like training. And then again, that's partially because my Wi-Fi sucks and our electricity makes it worse. So yeah, Scout is like, he's alright. I don't play him that much, but I might play him more if I get certain unlocks. Alright, Soldier. So first up we have like pretty much just, you know, the normal stock everything, because let's face it, for the vast majority of stock weapons for all the classes are really good. and underrated. So here we have stock with the cow Mangler. It's basically, it doesn't use ammo, you just have to charge, you just have to crank your whatever and it loads all the shots, and it also has like a charge shot. Thing is, it doesn't crit, it only mini crits, and it can disable buildings, but it also does less damage to them. It does not get any random crits, unfortunately. Which, you know, I guess makes it a bit more balanced, but also, in a game where everyone else has random crits, it's not that good of a thing. It also uses 2 different types of damage, so it's good against Vaccinator. So here we have, just stock with the man treads. I'm trying to learn how to rocket jump, but I'm not that good. Normally I just upload like an empty I boot up an empty payload map and then just stick to the payload cart and practice jumping around. Yeah, and the man treads, they basically help you strafe better. They reduces knockback and air blast, and also does a funny stomp. If you land on someone's head, it can kill them. You know, Goomba style. And this is a loadout that I normally use when practicing rocket jumping. So yeah. Next is Pyro. Now Pyro, I really only play to like help out engineer. Like I don't have a home wrecker, which is a thing used to destroy sappers placed on buildings, but I do want one. I also want some like flares and stuff. But you know, I don't really play Pyro that much, so I don't really, it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah. Here we just have full stock. Yeah. And here it's full stock except the postal pummeler. Yeah. And just basically just it does mini crits on people that are on fire. It can help extinguish things like that. It's faster, but it's not really the downsides kind of make it worse than stock, which Pyro stock sucks. And the rest don't have anything for. So yeah. Demoman. Alright. This might actually be my second favorite class in the entire game. Just because I love demoniting and I love like the way his weapons work. Like all of them. So here we have like stock grenade and sticky bomb launchers. And we have the caber, which needs to be revived, seriously. It's like the worst melee weapon in the game, but I still use it. Because it's fun. Alright, here we have the same loadout, except now it has the lock and load. Really, I only ever use this whenever there's like an NG, either just with a level 3, like out, like in some ridiculously annoying spot, and he's agitating all of us. Because really, this grenade launcher is a crutch for demos that can't aim pipes, which I'm not great at aiming my grenades, but still, I'd rather suck and still have to learn and adapt to using stock than using this. And I really want an iron bomber and a loose cannon. Loose cannon for the memes, iron bomber just to main normally. Alright, so this is my hybrid knight loadout, or demo knight, yeah. I used to have like the Alibaba booties and a charge and targe, but after I got both of them, I ended up crafting them into the tide turner because trimping, It's also great for control, which is good whenever you have horrible internet like me. So yeah, basically charges a lot, has the lowest resistance, but is also like a great mobility tool. It can do something called trimp jumping, which is basically use certain inclined surfaces as like a ramp to launch yourself. I'm actually better at trimping than I am at rocket jumping or sticky jumping at the moment. Which, you know, isn't saying much, but still. And the Claymore. I know it's not the best of Demoman's melees or Demo Knight unlocks. Yeah, I used to have like a Zatoichi and a Pain Train, but like I know it's not the best, like, at all. Like, I could be using the Eyelander or the Skull Cutter, or hell, just use the bottle for memes. Or the caber. We'll get to that in a minute. But it's just its downsides compared to the others, actually, I actually prefer a lot more. And although the others have like better upsides and stats and all, still I just like this one's functionality. I actually do better with this than I do with the Eyelander or the Skull Cutter. Skull Cutter because it's too slow, and the Eyelander because no random crits and minus 25 health. And for it to be good, you have to get like 4 heads, and I'm not really good enough at Demo Knighting to really utilize that well. So yeah. That's my Hybrid Knight. And here's my Caber demo. It uses the Caber, goes blow shit up, uses the charge from the Tide Turner to actually make it crit, so that it does stuff. It's a good meme loadout. Yeah. Now, heavy. Out of all the classes, this is definitely my main. It's my favorite. It's memey. It's fun. I just love it. Okay, so first up we have my MVM loadout, which is Man vs. Machine. So here we have the Brass Beast, which, yeah, it's really... Some would argue that like the Brass Beast is like the worst or second worst primary for heavy, and it's only good for MVM. And well, I would agree it's not the best primary, but it is not. But its uses are not just limited to MVM, and we'll see that later. Yeah, I crafted this out of a Natasha, and yeah, it's got like the highest damage output of any other minigun, unless you're using the Hero Long Heater and you have a Pyro to work with, but that thing sucks. It's arguably might be Heavy's worst weapon. Yeah, this thing also makes you move really slow, but in MVM you're fighting robots and AI, so it doesn't really matter. The Sandwich, because the banana is not good enough to heal me up during that, and it's also better for helping teammates. And the Gloves of Running Urgently, because the only other things I have are the Fists and the Eviction Notice that I named Stank Piss Nut. And I used to have the Warrior Spirit, but I got rid of that because it's like the worst heavy melee in the game. So yeah, the Gru basically makes you run a lot faster and all, but it also has like a slower holster and like drains your health while you're using it, but it does regenerate once you switch to a different weapon, and it can be mitigated by medics and all. Alright, so this is my normal loadout. So you can see we have the Tomislav, arguably the best primary in the game, well, the best heavy primary. It's better for mid to long range, it's better for conserving ammo, it's better accuracy, and it's silent, so that's also a great thing. The fastest rev out of all of them. And the banana, because since I'm a free-to-play, medics tend not to want to pocket me, really. And I also get accused of being a bot a lot, which sucks. So instead of using the sandwich, which would be better for a heavy with a pocket, I instead use the banana, which is better for going out on my own and all, because it heals a decent amount, considering that it heals up 2/3 of my health, and it also recharges extremely fast, which is also great for being friendly, because there's no feeling worse than like having someone walk up to you asking for a sandwich and not being able to give it to them because it's on cooldown. So yeah, and the glue again because I like it. See, we have the Fat Scout loadout. Here we have the family business, which is basically just a shotgun exclusive to heavy. It's like bigger clip, shoots faster, but it does less damage. But it's mitigated because you can shoot more before you have to reload. And the GRU because you're the scout and you have to move fast. And being able to move fast and have a good melee is a great thing for the meme loadout. I used to use the eviction notice, but this is basically just a worse version of the GRU, and although it is like good for JoJo heavy and like faster firing speed and all, but it's not nearly as good as the GRU. So yeah, and you might be wondering, why do I have the Brass Beast here? Well, it's because the resistance that it gives when you're below a certain amount of health is actually really good. And since the downsides of slower spin up and slower movement speed are only applied to whenever it's like out and being used, and the damage resistance is a passive effect, you can basically just have this and not use it and still get the benefit from it, and to help give you that extra boost whenever you're trying to go on a terrorist Fat Scout and you're about to die. And this is the MVM loadout. Again, Brass Beast because passive effect. Wait, did I say MV? I meant medieval mode, like D-Group Keep. The Buffalo Steak Sandwich because it gives you mini crits and makes you move faster. And is a medium health pack whenever tossed to other people. You know, it's kind of the heavy meta for medieval mode. And the GRU because it's the best heavy melee that I have. So yeah, heavy's definitely my main, and you guys are definitely going to see that later on in the video. So here we have NG. So this first loadout is just stock except for the Jag, because it's it's better for building things. And although it is worse for meleeing, I really don't use melee as NG. So yeah. Strange. Okay, I think I may have scrapped some stuff since the last time I was here, so things might be a little different than how they should be. Alright, anyways, here we have the same loadout, except now it has the Frontier Justice. You know, better for defensive NG, while this is better for offense. Yeah, to be honest, the Frontier Justice kind of sucks if you don't get kills. But I rarely ever use it, really. And here we have the same loadout. Oh, okay, I definitely scrapped some stuff for engineer before doing this. Anyways, medic. So here we have the Crusader's crossbow, stock medigun, and the Uber saw. The Crusader's crossbow is basically the meta for medic, because its syringes can heal teammates, and it's better for, and it's considered better for against enemies and all. It's also usable in the MV. I'm sorry. I mean Deger Keep medieval mode. Right. The stock medigun, because stock Uber is really the best, and the Uber saw, because it gives you more Uber charge in exchange for slower firing speed, and also has an insane crit rate. Though I never really use the Uber saw, probably because I don't play medic that much, but yeah. Anyways, so the next one is the same, except now we have the stock syringe gun, because it's rapid fire and good chip damage. You know, and for someone who's not good at accuracy, who's not the best at like accuracy with single fire weapons, like me, especially if it's just like a one and done thing before you have to reload, that's like, this works better. So anyways, same as the first one, except now instead of stock we have the quick fix. I've never used this before. I used to have like a vaccinator, which is like the most infuriating, I think, of the mediguns to fight against. Unless you're using this and you're pocketing your significant other so hard that your medigun is up their ass and coming out of their mouth. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever use this loadout. And it's the same one, except with the syringe gun. So yeah, that's medic. I can't say, I've never had a more frantic game than the first time I actually decided to play medic. So yeah. Now, sniper. Out of all the classes, I think sniper might actually be my least favorite. It's just because I'm not good at him. I don't play him, like, at all. I don't think I have any unlocks for him. I did. I had, like, a ton of machinas and bizarre bargains, and I think, like, a huntsman that I turned into the crossbow. But I just stopped, because I'm not going to play this guy. So anyways, oh, sorry, my foot's asleep. We have full stock, because stock is pretty good. And we have full stock except with the cozy camper, because it does health regen. And also gives some added bonuses to sniping that I don't really care about. And I don't have anything for the others. So yeah, and finally spy. So yeah, here's a full stock loadout. You know, I used to have a lot of stuff for spy, but a lot of it was stuff like the Dead Ringer, the Ambassador, the Red Tape Recorder, just stuff that I didn't want to be associated with because they sucked. So yeah, here we just have full stock spy. I've only ever really played him like a few times, and I sucked at him. And here we have stock with the big earner, because more cloak and speed boost. Yeah. Alright. And yep, nothing else, so that's it for spy. So yeah. Now here is all the items that I have and weapons and all. And if we look here, you'll see the stats for classes. I don't think you can really read that because it's on the phone. Yeah, basically it goes heavy, Demoman, Pyro, Scout, Soldier, Engineer, Medic, Sniper, and Spy. Now, if I had to list them from least favorite to favorite, it would probably go Sniper, because I never play him and I don't like playing him. Spy, because it's kind of fun, but I'm not good at it, and I don't really like it enough to play it all that much. Scout, because the low health and weapons are, and the way his weapons are is just not good enough for me to want to play him that often. Engineer, because whenever one, it's kind of boring to play as engineer. Two, whenever I play Engie, it kind of brings out a toxic side that I don't really like. I don't really like doing that. Which is why I only ever really go engineer whenever there's like no one else on our team as Engie like defending. So yeah. Pyro next, because spy checking and guarding sentry nests and all is alright, and it's an alright class to play, so long as you're not being a brain dead, fun hating, cheap tactic using piece of shit. Medic, because healing people is fun, and helping out the team can be fun sometimes. Especially whenever I can't really contribute as anything else for whatever reason. Soldier, because he's just a fun class in general. A lot of diversity, a lot of different skill levels among them and all. It's pretty fun. And rocket jumping, although I'm not really good at that. Demoman, because the grenade launcher I find is more useful than the rocket launcher, especially since you can just sticky jump or trimp with the tide turner, and also just he's extremely diverse. He's extremely fun with the different subclasses and all. He's like the second most memeable class in the entire game, and I like it. And finally, Heavy as the favorite, just because he's the best in my mind, and also the most memeable class. So yeah. Anyways, those were my loadouts for TF2. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.